10 people are dead in a shocking accident in Southeast Korea. An auditorium collapsed on a college orientation session for new students. Korean tourists wounded in a terror attack in Egypt are being treated for their injuries. Some may return to Korea as early as tomorrow. An independent lawmaker, Ahn Cheol-soo, is gearing up for the launch of his new political party, tentatively named the New Political Vision Party. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Tuesday, February 18th. I'm Luke Clary. The auditorium at Mauna Resort in Southeast Korea collapsed on Monday under the weight of snow piled upon its roof, killing 10 people and injuring roughly 100 during a college orientation session for new students.
At the time of the accident, some 560 students from the College of Oriental Studies of Busan University of Foreign Studies were attending an orientation session. Then the ceiling began to collapse on the loud boom. It took less than a minute for the ceiling to come down on the students.
두둥해서 이렇게 무너져가지고 사람들 다 한 번에 나가다가 다친 사람도 있고, 그러니까 무너져서 다친 사람도 있고, 떨어져서 다친 사람도 있고.
The gymnasium immediately became total chaotic.
그냥 강당에서 무대 보고 있었는데 갑자기 앞에 무대 쪽으로부터 막 무너지는 거예요. 위에가.
무대 쪽부터.
네, 그게 눈이 쌓여서 그런 것 같아요. 그러면서 갑자기 15초라고 들었는데 15초 피할 시간도 없이 바로 무너져서 저는 다리 다치고.
The entrance was almost inaccessible under the caved-in roof and the twisted steel beams.
네, 그 MC가 상품권 같은 거 주니까 올라와가지고 이거 이제 나눠줄 거라고 하고 있었는데 갑자기 천장이 무너져가지고 그냥 도망쳤어요.
Out of about 1,000 students who were attending the orientation for incoming students, roughly 400 did not go into the gymnasium and were able to avoid the dreadful accident.
Korean tourists wounded in a terror attack in Egypt have been treated at a local hospital for 3 days now. Several victims whose injuries were not considered severe may return to Korea via Turkey as early as tomorrow.
Korean tourists who were injured in a terrorist bombing have been admitted to Sharm el-Sheikh Hospital in Egypt. Local doctors have been doing their best to treat the wounded tourists for 3 days now. As most of the injured are in stable condition, they will be able to return home soon. 15 other Korean victims whose injuries were not serious enough had been transported to Israel. They will return home via Istanbul, Turkey tomorrow at the earliest. It's been confirmed that the terrorist attack was committed by a suicide bomber. Egyptian police analyzed security camera footage and concluded that the culprit boarded the bus and detonated a bomb near the door. The Egyptian military and law enforcement authorities remain on high alert as the Islamic armed extremist groups could stage more attacks. Security has been tightened around hotels and other facilities for foreigners in the city of Taba, located near the Egyptian-Israeli border and the entire Sinai region.
A court has sentenced minor opposition party lawmaker Lee Seok-gi to 12 years in prison on charges of plotting treason and rebellion. Here's the story.
A trial on people charged with treason was held for the first time since 1980 when Kim Dae-jung had been tried for attempting to overthrow the nation. The court found minor opposition party lawmaker Lee Seok-gi guilty of plotting a rebellion and violating the national security law. Lee is a member of Unified Progressive Party. Judges decided that the so-called revolutionary organization was rebellious and Lee was in charge of the underground pro-North Korean group. The judges also said a witness's court testimony against Lee was reliable. The bench sentenced Lee to 12 years in prison and a 10-year suspension of qualification, saying that he caused harms to the nation's establishment and order of free democracy by plotting a rebellion. It added severe punishment was inevitable since Lee had involved in a rebellion case in the past and again plotted treason despite his status as a lawmaker. The court said that Yi's defense counsel attempted to lead the bench to misjudge and caused confusion in society by claiming that charges against Yi were fabricated. 6 other defendants accused of treason along with Yi were sentenced to up to 7 years in prison and suspensions of qualification. Upon the delivery of the ruling, the defense counsel pledged to appeal, calling it preposterous. For the case, 45 trials were held and 111 witnesses testified since the first trial was held in November last year. The court closed the case by finding all the defendants guilty of the treason charges.
In a recent address, President Park Geunhye has warned against the growing cloud of large corporations in the broadcasting industry and variations in prices for mobile devices.
President Park Geunhye says fairness and diversity are important values for promoting the broadcasting industry. She expressed concerns about the growing presence of large corporations in the broadcasting market, noting an increase in the number of TV channels owned by them.
이 과정에서 중소 프로그램 제공 업체의 입지가 좁아져서 방송의 다양성이 훼손된다는 우려가 있습니다. 방송 시장에 독과점 구조가 발생하지 않도록 신중하게 검토해 주기를 바랍니다.
The president pointed out unfair market practices of selling smartphones for different prices depending on where they are sold. She urged her administration to make sure that people can buy quality products and services at appropriate prices. The president asked the National Assembly to pass the bill on improving the mobile handset distribution structure as soon as possible.
Independent lawmaker Ahn Cheol-soo is gearing up for the launch of his new political party, tentatively named the New Political Vision Party. It will begin recruiting party members and plans to take on the June local elections.
Independent lawmaker Ahn Cheol-soo has officially formed a launch committee for his envisioned political party in a ceremony on Monday. 374 founding members adopted a statement vowing to embrace both reasonable conservatives and introspective progressive forces.
분열을 조장하는 정치가 아닌 국민 통합의 정치를 실천하고자 합니다.
In the ceremony, the launch committee elected Ahn the chairman of its central steering body. Ahn pledged to go his own way without pursuing a coalition of opposition forces.
기득권을 강화하는 정치적 담합을 타파하고 정치 구조를 개혁하겠습니다.
The envisioned party also promised to reject inter-party factionalism, regionalism, and the practice of making political aspirants pay party membership fees on the members' behalf. The envisioned party will begin recruiting members from Tuesday. It will engage in heated competition with the main opposition Democratic Party to bring in promising political candidates ahead of the June local elections. Ahn's party will likely be a main player in the upcoming local elections, along with the ruling Saenuri Party and the main opposition party.
Korean figure skating champion Kim Yuna has put on some impressive practice sessions in Sochi, Russia. She's in the middle of the pack in the short program scheduled to Wednesday, 17th out of 30.
Nothing seems to stand in the way of figure skating champion Kim Yuna's pursuit of Olympic gold. Her practice sessions of the short program last night and the long program we just ended were flawless. Even Japanese reporters applauded her performance. Kim Yuna appeared to be in good shape.
시합 때 일단 음악과 함께 프로그램을 맞출 때 실전에서 하는 것 같이 똑같이 할 수 있도록 하는 게 가장 중요할 것 같습니다.
Kim also looked relaxed when she showed up to pick her starting order in the short program. She will skate 5th in Group 3, which is not a bad position for her to be in. Russia's rising star Yulia Lipnitskaya will skate 1st in Group 5, while Mao Asada of Japan drew the very last slot of the field. Competition is heating up among the skaters, but apparently not for Kim Yuna. She will practice one more time today before the final competition of her skating career.
The traditional Korean song of Arirang will be played at the closing ceremony of the Sochi Winter Olympics. Be on the lookout for the beloved Korean tune as the Olympics wrap up.
Korean-Japanese pianist and composer Yang Bang-eun will play the Korean song Arirang at the Sochi Winter Olympics closing ceremony. Yang will oversee the music of closing ceremony performance to promote the next Winter Olympics host city of Pyeongchang. His representative said Korean singers will sing the Arirang with the orchestra. This performance, which will arrange the Arirang into a classical music style, will also include Korean classical singer Jo Soo-mi, pop singer Lee Seung-chul, and jazz singer Na Yoon-sun. Korean traditional dancer Kuk Soo-ho will perform a tribute to his teacher to commemorate the 50 years of Kuk's career. This performance, which will be held for 3 days from March 5th, will also present stage design for traditional Korean dances and arts.
1 million kilometers. That's just about the distance you'll find on the odometer of one Korean man's car. He's driven his beloved vehicle far enough to have circled the Earth 25 times.
This car has an old license plate, an old dashboard, and an old-fashioned cassette player. This passenger car with the engine capacity of 1.7 liters was produced 17 years ago. Its cumulative driving distance has surpassed 990,000 kilometers.
과연 이 차가 100만이 됐을 때 2000이 돼야 되는데 그렇게 될지 아니면 9999에서 멈출지 저도 그건 몰라요.
Despite its advanced age, the car still works like a brand new one.
체계적으로 관리를 잘 해왔으니까는 한 150만까지도 가능하다고 봅니다.
The owner of the car dedicates much effort to keep it in good state. On visiting numerous used car markets to find parts that were no longer manufactured, he replaced most of the accessories on his own, becoming a seasoned car expert. An got his car in 1997 when he lost his job due to the foreign exchange crisis. He used his retirement allowance to buy the car in order to get back on track.
큰 부상 없이 운행했다는 자체가 저한테는 큰 행운이라 생각합니다. 그리고 앞으로도 100만, 150만 넘도록까지 안전하게 운행했으면 좋겠고요.
The driving distance of this car is the proof of the hard work of the man who did his utmost to support his family.
Are you sticking to your New Year's resolution to lose weight? We all know the key to slimming down is eating less and exercising more, but it's easier said than done. The sedentary lifestyle of modern life has led to bulging waistlines and poor fitness. At the start of every new year, people vow to slim down, but that determination doesn't seem to last but a couple of months.
57, 8kg 나가다가 요즘 쪘어요. 쪘는데 60kg만 넘지 말고 이 상태를 유지하자.
Slow and steady is the way to go when it comes to losing weight, but the temptations of quick and easy weight loss claims are hard to resist. Those who have been baited by these advertisements often end up in worse condition. This homemaker, who has been dieting on and off the past 20 years, says she has failed too many times to count. How does she look now? Her waist measures 71 centimeters, approximately 28 inches. It took her 2 years to shed 15 kilograms, and the secret to her success lies in consistency.
55kg를 제가 목표로 했거든요. 한 70kg 가까이 됐는데 이제 서서히 이제 줄여가면서 55kg 달성해야지 그런 생각으로.
She has completely changed her lifestyle over the years. She eats half a bowl of rice and other grains to reduce her carbohydrate intake and chews her vegetables slowly to make her feel fuller. She also tries to keep her posture straight. Even when she watches TV, she does a simple stretching exercise and sits up straight. Regular exercise is a must, but the workout plan should be designed to suit your fitness level. These days, group exercise is the rage. Those who exercise alone tend to quit easily, but those who work out together are more likely to support each other and stick to their routine. The hottest cardiovascular exercise nowadays is spinning, a combination of cycling and aerobics. It's a perfect activity for those who love dancing and music, and you can burn more than double the calories you would with ordinary cycling. But if you'd like to try to tone your muscles and correct your posture, yoga or Pilates would be a better choice. Also, weight training is recommended for anyone over 40 because lifting weights helps strengthen your muscles and makes you fitter. Some weight loss plans are more effective for certain types of health problems. Belly fat is a big problem for many people. Men with extra weight on their waists probably have lots of visceral fat, which lies deep inside the abdomen. They should try to avoid alcohol and greasy food and include aerobic activity in their daily routines. But for women, a potbelly can be attributed to a layer of fat under the skin. This problem can be solved by maintaining an upright posture and low-sodium diet. Students or office workers who remain seated for a long time tend to store more fat in their lower body. Frequently massaging the legs can help with blood circulation and reduce swelling. Here are some effective exercises for the lower body. Try to do lunges and squats about 10 times a set. Be sure to keep your upper body straight while squatting down with both your legs. If fat tends to accumulate on your abdomen and back, crunches are an effective exercise. Lifting dumbbells and doing push-ups also help you slim down your upper body. Don't set your goal too high. Just make small changes every day to become a fitter and healthier you. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Have a great day.